Hello and welcome to Mists of Panderia, doing the first dungeon from Panderia. Let's just see, third time's a charm. Don't you just hate it when you get constantly interrupted? But anyway, you guys are quite lucky, because I did this late last night. It was a 36-minute video, and I was just going to let you guys have to put up with the whole lot of it. I had a good sleep and decided I'd be a bit more generous, so I've edited it down just to first bit of trash and then the 3 bosses. You're going to see me die and stuff like that, and other noobish things, don't worry about it. I mean, still trying to get used to keybinds and different rotations. I mean, the rotation isn't exactly much to remember. It is spam your strike ability, whatever it's called. Colossal Smash and Bloodthirst. Shockwave, as you'll see here, is brilliant for controlling. It does CC things. So yeah, even looking at this now, I know obviously with the leveling and whatnot, you kind of do get reductions in abilities, you know, because it's supposed to be a balance for level 90. But even now, my warriors are seeming quite strong, so that's good. That's the trash done. So now we should skip to the first boss, which, to be honest with you, I haven't got a clue about this boss. Really don't. We kind of ran in. Everybody else is off of a US server, which is cool. And it was a case of hit whatever came at us. Unfortunately, I didn't realise what I was stood in, because I don't have deadly boss mods to shout at me for me. And didn't realise it, so shortly after I just kicked the bucket. Well, end of the fight, and it bugs out. I'm not sure if it bugs out because we died or what, but it bugged out nonetheless. So, as you can see, the boss has got some interesting tactics. I think we just stood in one spot and nuked whatever came at us, and apparently we tanked and the tank tanked. But it's definitely looking interesting. Definitely is. Fury is feeling quite solid. I realised I was using Raging Blow before and it just depressed me, to be honest with you. So I've taken Raging Blow out of the equation, and well, it's actually a lot more solid. It's just so frustrating that your abilities are so restricted. I don't use Cleave, I don't use Whirlwind, I just use Shockwave and Thunderclap as my AoE. There will be some macros that I'll be making as soon as I'm actually able to make macros at work. Things like Shockwave and Thunderclap, I'll be jumping into Berserker stance to do those ones, just so it increases its damage by 15%. I think that'll be quite good. You will notice as the fight goes through, apart from the fact that I completely die like a noob, having the heal over time ability, whichever one it's called, the one where you get stunned or take damage, you have a 10% chance to heal for 10% and whatnot. That is actually pretty good, because it works a treat. And there you go, there's me dead. You actually see in one boss fight, because of Victory Rush and my other abilities, that I pretty much have the most health out of everybody. I did forget about Vigilance, but in stages like this I think it's kind of glad that I didn't put Vigilance on the tank, because he did take a heck of a lot of damage. I don't think that's the tank's fault, I just think that's how the new fights are, and the fact that nobody knows exactly what they're doing. But yeah, it's definitely interesting. I like the way they've built it. I like the designs of the dungeon as well. A little bit frustrating that you can't see anything on the map. I did pop up the mini map at the beginning and it's just pure green, fluorescent green as well, just to top it off. But no, it's definitely interesting. I will be honest with you though, this is on normal, and for my gear I'd say this is far too easy. So we'll be looking forward to doing maybe this on heroic. I'm not sure what the item level is or even if they are heroics, because they've got these new things and they're called I can't remember what they're called. They're called thingamajigs, thingamabobbers. No, but it's good. As you can see, everybody's using their abilities quite efficiently. You got flipping rings going down, thunderclaps to control the groups from me, as well as the kiting, and the tank is just trying to pull and hold everything in the middle, which is good. The way the fights are, they are kind of simple. There is one where I've got to fight myself in a minute, and that one gets a bit tricky. The majority of it is quite good. What else can I talk about? Yep, the strike ability, which I cannot for love nor money. Remember, I'm actually liking the way that works. It's a case of it procs, and you get 3 instant, and apparently they cost 10 rage or something like that. But it's so small, it's really not noticeable. Bloodthirst obviously generates 10 rage. It doesn't do a huge amount of damage, but it's a good amount of damage. And yeah, so the way it works, I'm starting to realise it will be quite good. I'm sure there's going to be little tweaks and turns and adjustments that you can do to kind of push it. I also think that Heart Strike, well, with gearing and everything else, Heart Strike is going to become a lot more solid. And as you probably guessed, because the way Heart Strike works, which is your offhand weapon does 220% weapon damage, I think it is, and it's pretty much a guaranteed hit. It means that your best weapon's going in your offhand now. Or in my case, whichever one, if I get it'll be whichever one procs goes in my offhand. And you can kind of tell the mechanics of it, of Heart Strike as well. Yeah, it's not bad. I just wish they'd, rather than just have, because the way Fury looks now, it's just a case of mash buttons. Oh, I die here again. It's just a case of mash buttons, you know. It literally is. I mean, Colossal Smash, Bloodthirst, and this. Did I call it Heart Strike? I'm playing on DK too much. Colossal Smash, Bloodthirst, and your strike ability. They're the 3 buttons that you mainly use. You could literally keybind all 3 together and just press it constantly, you know, and not have to worry about anything else really. But that's not really not many people want to be doing. You know, a rotation or something along those lines would be much more preferred. But you get what you get, really. I'm sure if something's commented or made enough about from enough people will do something about it. You know, but who knows? We'll work out the rotation and everything. Now this boss is ugly. I don't know if you can see his face, but my god. Seriously. Definitely an interesting character to come across. This is also the one where he spawns shadowy apparitions of yourself, much larger, and you have to kill them. And if you watch everybody's health bar, you'll see what happens. As you can see, I'm quite high up on mine, but I'm self-healing. I'm like trying to work out at this point what to hit. Targeting's not working 100% as well on there, as you can see. It's taken me a while to actually tab off of the boss because I don't know what's happened, but it just seems to be a bit of a pain. But apart from that, it's quite nice, fairly solid, and I seem to be the strongest person. I also swear I pull off aggro occasionally, but nonetheless, you know, for a first dungeon, this is actually quite good. I've heard of a few people soloing it and stuff. I mean, Death Knights are pretty OP at the moment. Or Blood Death Knights, apparently. Go in DPS gear, and they can pretty much solo heal everything. Something along those lines. I've heard it in trade and stuff. I'm sure it's just a balance thing that needs to be ironed out, but it'll get there in the end. But no, you watch other people's health and you watch. It's definitely good. There is something to Fury. Arms is pretty much. Well, I'd say Arms is about the same. I will probably reforge all my gear and run the exact same dungeon, but in full deep Arms gear, just to actually get a proper taster of it, see how it works, and see how beneficial it really is. I don't know what else to say now. Well, there's not too much more to say, fortunately. Let's have a look. Yeah, we've got about a minute left, a minute and a half. 2 minutes, I can't count. No, Fury's looking a lot better. I did, as I said before at the very beginning, I was kind of unsure about it, but yeah, now it's starting to look a lot better. I'm noticing blood or something dripping from the top of the screen. I'm wondering if that's my bloodthirst trinket glyph. Apparently bloodthirst is even bloodier with this, but we'll never know. So yeah, as you can see, hitting the boss, the normal hits aren't too high. Couple of them are, but you'll see me, I believe I pop recklessness and God knows what else in between, and do retaliation and start spamming execute, and I get some nice numbers. I was thinking about it now, for when this becomes live, I think Enrage will, or Berserker Rage I think it's called, one which enrages you, will be probably macroed into most one-shot one-shot buttons, which is your trinkets and recklessness and everything else, because it enrages you. It's a guaranteed enrage, opposed to a probable enrage. You know, but as you can see here, for example, the healer's almost dead. Second melee is almost dead, and my health is pretty much fine because I'm doing a lot of self heals. But yeah, so there will be macros, and I can already see which ones they're going to be anyway. There you go, 211k execute, which is going to shorten the end of the fights a hell of a lot. Just like that. Wow. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you're glad it got shortened from 36 minutes down to, well, 14 minutes really. And yeah, I get a nice axe out of this. It's a one-handed axe. Single-minded Fury is pretty much the exact same as Titan's Grip. All works the same mechanically wise. So yeah, it's definitely a good ability. And the axe does actually look quite nice. I will do a single-minded Fury video as well if you guys want, but it's a case of whether it's beneficial or not. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed and liked it. Feel free to thumbs up, subscribe, link, do the can, and enjoy. Cheers.